Ooh. Watch out for those freaking Titan kicks, man. He's got a beefy boot. Oh. Please tell me I'm seeing Hill Titan blood at least. Maybe? What is his name? He is Gimbish. So Gimbish blood is Hill Titan blood. So we're getting in a few wounds. I guess we killed him. We didn't lose that many. Huzzah. How many deaths do we have? A military hammer of 2 unknown dwarves. We did good. Let's see who did him in. Whatever music this is sounds way too scratchy to be real. Like, why does it sound gravelly? I guess it was one of their instruments. All right, what killed the Hill Titan? Trying to see which one of these sounds like it'd be a lethal attack. Bunch of scratches. Whoever had the battle axe probably did it, but I don't know what he did. Yeah, none of those look like a lethal attack. I don't know what killed him. Like, there were a couple of copper battle axe attacks, but none of them appear to be opening up arteries or causing bleeding wounds. I don't know what did it. Did he just die to, like, a sheer amount of bruises? Was this death by 1,000 paper cuts? This one might have started the death. The military hammer hacks the Hill Titan in the head with a copper battle axe, tearing the muscle. But other than that, none of these look lethal. Okay. Fuck it. If it tears something, then it will bleed from that. Okay, yeah, there were quite a few tears. That must have been it, then, I guess. He just died from 1,000 paper cuts. Oh, that one was limestone. I'm gonna cancel those two just because I wasn't sure how far back that had happened. Log. Log. Nope, see, it keeps going back to limestone. I think it hates me. Build construction wall. Oh, it's just because we're running out of logs. Oh shit, cut down the damn trees. Oh, who got credit for that kill, by the way? That's a thought. Who got credit for the kill? Remember, his name was Imbish. Also, this hunter's been doing some work. Eltman. Congratulations, Eltman. Holy shit. The next nearest dude. Ooh, he's got a lot of kills too, though. 16 to 67, though, is not even close to being on point. And also, the other dude just keeps killing mosquitoes. Did nobody get the kill for the Gimbish? Kangaroo, kangaroo, kangaroo. Kangaroos and a turkey. Groundhog, kangaroo. Lovebirds, bark, scorpion, mamba, adderman. Why did you kill an adderman? When did you kill an adderman? When did you kill these creatures? There was a honey badger man? When were we dealing with honey badger men? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know who killed the Titan. All right, screw it. No one took credit, I guess. Insane Gifter, how's it going? Hold on.
Maribel, I see you. You can't hide. We have science to do. Oh no. Oh, stop. I have spilled the milk. Now I must cry.
How's it going, Insane Gifter? I missed a bit because of a D&D session.
Oh no. Now you must die.
All right. What am I doing? Waiting for wood is basically what I'm doing. I need to wait for these idiots to cut down all the wood. How are we doing on drinks? We're down to a little over 100. That's not good, but I assume the manager will keep us going. Your dwarf is doing fine as far as I'm aware. I don't think you've died. We've had a lot of deaths, but they've mostly been unnamed dwarves. The vampire has been nice thus far because of that. Build a burial receptacle. We built one so far. Chaos cometh, the insane gifted.
Chaos cometh. Bow before my unbridled might.
That's what unbridled might sounds like. Lemonade. Lemonade. Well, this guy's gonna go crazy and I can't help him. As much as I would like to, there's... Wait, maybe I can. Hold on. Is there any metal that's up high? Does it all look way low earlier? Native gold at 101. 96 to 101. So we have native gold in the middle of the aquifer. That's what it's telling me right now. We have gold somewhere in the aquifer. Fantastic. You know what I've always wanted? I've always wanted gold right in the fucking middle of my aquifers. I was gonna tell them to dig north to see if we find anything. Fuck it. I forgot. I didn't even know we had merchants. Probably could have traded with them. Build depot. We'll build a fucking trade depot way out here. I have no shits about your safety right now. Yeah. I'm working on putting your ghost to rest. Calm the fuck down. Calm your ghost kitties. Someday I need to drive to the city, get myself some lemonade. It's been a long time since I've had it. You might need help with the unbridled might. It doesn't sound healthy. Lemonade is from Persona 3. I forget which Persona I played. I did play a Persona. I got, my issue with Persona was I kept getting analysis paralysis. I kept sitting there wondering, like, wait, what am I supposed to do with everyone to make them be friends so I can be stronger? Which isn't really so much a problem with the game as it is with me thinking. I kept overthinking Persona. Hiya. Who is it? Hey, anything else? Welcome back. I will address your statement directly in a second. Just want to make sure I don't screw this up. Because it's mean. If I don't pay attention, I will, in fact, screw it up. We're gonna let that go through. Hello, I'm back from the grocery store. I got you all some russet potatoes. So russety. Just spend time with it with proper Persona in your inventory. No. It must be done as fast as possible. I am the kind of player who will play Final Fantasy VIII and grind on Fasticalin Fs at the beginning by turning them into cards. I want people who know what I'm talking about to think about what I just said before I explain to everyone else how fucking obnoxious that process is. Do I not have a tree cutter anymore? 2 brewmasters, 3 bonemen, a clerk, a dire builder, elf hater, 3 farmers. You are not a farmer. Stop lying to everyone. I meant holler on you. 6 fish butchers. We do not need 6 fish butchers. Yeah, we kind of did. We might not need them anymore. Fishermen. Ah, you're causing me problems. You're a hauler. 2 grease monkeys, 34 haulers, 12 hunters, 2 legendary woodcrafters, 2 mine kings, 1 minor noble, 6 peasants, which means you're haulers. 2 plant lovers, 1 ranger, which means you're a hunter. 3 survivalists, 2 tree haters. So I do have the military. They stole the axes. I'm willing to bet that's why they're not cutting down trees right now. My military stole the axes. I just know this because of YouTube videos. Oh, it is annoying. So for everyone else who has not experienced Final Fantasy VIII, which is my favorite Final Fantasy, though I fully admit the story is stupid as hell. I'm not defending the story in 8. The game doesn't make sense. When you kill people and you kill creatures, you get experience. Experience levels you up, and when you level up, you get like a small amount of stat gain. Extremely tiny compared to just binding magic to that stat. If I have 2,000 health at level 10, when I get to level 11, I'll have like 2,010 health. But if I, say, take 99 Kuregas and bind that to health, I'll have 9,999 health. So leveling doesn't really help you that much compared to having magic. However, it will work against you because your level will be used to calculate the enemy's level. The enemy in that game levels up with you. So the higher you level, the harder the enemy gets, but you don't necessarily have the same scaling as the enemies. So you want magic, you want everything else to be good. Your guardian forces, your super summons, your Ifrits, your Shivas, your Quetzalcoatl's, they level up off of AP, ability points, not EXP, experience points. If you level up their AP enough at extremely early in the game, you can get extremely late magic. So you can actually just supercharge your abilities. But in order to do their AP, you have to do fights. Okay, but if you do fights, you get XP, so your enemy gets harder anyways. Not necessarily. There is an early ability that Quetzalcoatl gets, which looks like a really dumb-looking bird, but it does lightning. And this is called a card. Which what it is it'll replace one of your commands with the card ability. You can use cards to get items or to get magic, particularly if you card the enemy. Carding the enemy is like catching them in Pokemon. You have to get their health really low, and even then, there's still a chance it doesn't work. So, you have to sit there and do this. Now, this gets you cards, so you can turn into magic, but that's not the point. If you kill every enemy you're fighting with cards, you don't get experience, but you still get AP. So, sitting there and slowly trying to basically catch everyone as if it's Pokemon will get you AP, which actually levels you up without leveling up the enemy. But you have to sit there, slowly lower everyone's health to low without killing them, because if you kill so much as one creature, you get experience. So you have to sit there and AP everybody. At the beginning of the game, the very, very beginning of the game, there are quite a multitude of different areas you can fight the enemy on if you know what you're doing. Near you is a beach. On a beach are Fascicolin Fs, which is a type of fish that is below ground, and I fucking hate were lizards. It is below ground, so you have to hit him so he comes up out of the beach so his defense goes down, so you can whittle him down and then card him. But every creature in the starting area gives you 1 AP, except for these stupid fish, which give you 3 AP. And more often than not, you'll have 2 or 3 fish in a fight. So you have to hit them to get them to come up, hit them to whittle them down without killing them, and then try to card them all. And if you do it right, you can get 6 to 9 AP per fight as opposed to 1 to 2. But boy, is that fight annoying. Also, hold on.
The were-lizard Ozud Nugasebo has come, a large lizard twisted into humanoid form. It is crazed for blood and flesh. Its eyes glow orange. Its cinnamon scales are small and set far apart. Now you will know why you fear the night. Except for I'm going to 100% cheat and burn this motherfucker to the ground because I am just fucking tired of were creatures. Like 100%, I'm not joking. I'm not dealing with this thing. I thought, oh, I hit
The wrong one. I was about to say, I should be back to normal voices. We'll do 1 magma. I think the trees are hiding it from me. Now, if I surround you with the magma, I don't think you can get out. He cannot get out. Fantastic. Now, if I put the magma on you, you will burn. And unlike what I did before, the magma isn't spreading, which means it should evaporate. Oh, he's burning a lot. Good. It should now evaporate without setting my entire map on fire because the magma isn't spreading. Fantastic. I was talking about Final Fantasy VIII. Like I said, I really like the mechanics in it, but the whole enemies level up with you system is kind of dopey. So, but what I'm getting to is if you sit there and grind at the very beginning of the game, very beginning of the game, for hours, and level up your guardian forces without leveling up your guys, all your enemies are super weak, but you have in-game stats for the rest of the game. Like, it's hours of boredom that makes the rest of the game mad easy. It's also kind of one of the reasons why I hate some of the speedruns you see of Final Fantasy VIII, where people are like, oh, we're gonna do a let's play, or we're gonna do a speedrun of the game, and we're gonna do it as low level as possible. The only people that makes sense to, that sounds like an accomplishment to, are people who don't know the game. Because every other game, every other RPG, you're like, oh my God, they beat the end boss at level 10 instead of like level 99. But what you don't know is by beating it at level 10, that end boss is way fucking easy. That's literally like, that's not an accomplishment. If you see anything on YouTube or anywhere else, we're like, oh, I'm gonna do a speedrun of the game and I'm only level 10 or whatever. Literally, they put the game on easy mode because leveling in the game makes it harder. But you'll see all these people bragging like, oh, I beat the game at such a low level. Whoopee-doo. Whoopee fucking doo-doo. That does not mean anything. That's like for any other RPG, that's like saying, oh, I beat the game and I was only maximum level. Fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastical, you lazy sack of shit. If you hate Werebeast so much, why don't you play RimWorld? One, I do occasionally play RimWorld. It's just Saturday is always Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress Saturdays. And that's because when I started streaming on Dwarf Fortress because no one else was streaming Dwarf Fortress. No one else was streaming Dwarf Fortress. Well, I lie. There's that one robot. What's the robot called? Sebablad? Something Dad? Something Dad. There's like one where they're not really streaming Dwarf Fortress, but they're streaming Dwarf Fortress. And because I was streaming Dwarf Fortress, and basically no one else was, everyone watched me. Because for a long ass time, I was the #1 Dwarf Fortress streamer. Even when other people were streaming it, like in the middle of the week, I was the #1 Dwarf Fortress streamer. And I got all the way to affiliate and beyond. Like, I've unlocked 5 of the 6 emote slots for subscribers off of Dwarf Fortress. So, Dwarf Fortress will always have a set streaming day no matter what else I do. No matter how big I get or what else I do, there will always be a day set aside for Dwarf Fortress. For it is the first game I streamed on. Well, not the first. I tried a different game. I think I tried like Metal Gear Rising first, and that was just garbage. This is the first game that I got legit views on and fans, and people liked it. So this will always have a day no matter what. There will always be a Dwarf Fortress day. Means city in Spanish. There you go. Oh, the fire finally caught. And it's not so much generally that I don't like lichens. I have no issue with like dealing with lichens on the whole. The problem is that every base I've ever done, if you go all the way back to my first streams of this game, I get lichens. I get lichens like they're fucking Pez. The vampire I have in this base right now, the reason why I'm not freaking out and just letting him slowly kill people is because that is the first vampire I have had in thousands of stream hours of this game. But I have had hundreds of lichens. I've had bases where right as I kill one lichen, I've gotten another lichen. Lichens are freaking syphilis. or tuberculosis. It's never going away. That is why in this map, I'm just not even trying. Because in order to really deal with the fallout from a lichen, I need a murder hospital. And I am devoting a ton of time to making this look like a Triforce. Like an unnecessarily large amount of time to make this base look correct and get it functional. Which means I'm not doing the proper things such as healthcare. I don't have a hospital. So if I don't have a hospital, I don't have a murder hospital. If I don't have a murder hospital, I can't deal with lichens. If I can't deal with lichens, I will game over. That's really what it is because this base, we wanted triangles, I'm doing a Triforce, which means I don't have a murder hospital working. Which means if anyone ever gets infected by a lichen, we game over. This entire run is pointless. I die basically as soon as we get infected with lycanthropy. I am not giving up on this triangle base, so that's not going to happen. Paying for Dwarf Fortress State for Idle. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, like legit, for like quite a while, quite a long while, I would only stream on Saturdays, and I would still get like plenty of viewers and stream for so long that if you looked at like the most watched Dwarf Fortress streamer for like months and months, I think like a little over a year, I was the #1 watched streamer. But school started happening, which meant I had to stream less, and I had to occasionally miss a Saturday. Between that and a bunch of other major streamers streaming more because they announced Dwarf Fortress for Steam, I've now dropped to like the 4th or 5th position, and that's mostly just because I don't stream it in the middle of the week. If I were to like stream regularly all the time, I could probably climb all the way back up, but I can't guarantee that schedule. Next fort, pentagons. I don't think you can tessellate pentagons, though. We're going to get alerts from trees. It's literally nothing is collapsing. There's nothing happening. It's just a tree branch burning. Who cares? So yeah, so between it being what I basically used to launch my streaming and YouTube career, and the fact of like for a while I had enough viewers that I was like the #1 streamer. Between those two things, it's like it's the OG game, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like it's the one that the channel, it's the foundation for the channel, so it will always have a slot. And for the YouTube thing, it was actually I would lie if I said it was the first videos I had on YouTube, but the first proper regular videos I had on my YouTube channel were Dwarf Fortress as well. I had other videos from before. I basically pulled them down, like I switched them to private, where way back when, like years and years back when, in the heyday of Minecraft videos, my dumbass, I did some Minecraft videos, and they did what I now know to be fantastic. Like I got, one of them I got like over 10,000 views, but my dumbass way back when took that number and compared it to like, I'm forgetting their name right now, Yogscast and shit like that. Like I compared it to like the majors numbers, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm bad at this. So after like 3 or 4 videos, I just didn't do anymore. My dumbass. Yeah, literally like one of the first videos I released on YouTube way back when got over 10,000 views. And I was like, well, I'm bad at this. So I'm just a dum-dum. Burn the world, stones don't melt. You're the reason I streamed for a while. They were, how do words correctly. Your streams were I liked your streams. I couldn't catch them all because of scheduling and other things, but you had some good streams. Like you actually had like a purpose from your first streams. My first streams were just rambling nonsense. I think that's why I got half the viewers I did at the very, very beginning, because people just liked it when I went off the fucking rails. That's actually why we have a rant command. Some people's first encounter with me was me ranting about aquifers in my first Dwarf Fortress base and how they're nonsense and how you act and how you can just easily deal with them. Something is wrong here. Oh, I filled in walls because there was a building up there the first time. I want to stream more, make more. Yeah, see, that's always the issue though. Like the numbers, because whenever you try to like see if you're doing good or if people like it or if you're reaching people or there's something you can improve upon, it's kind of hard to evaluate numbers at the low end. Because if you try to compare it to anyone else to be like, all right, am I on path? Like, am I doing something correct? Because if I want to teach more people, I need to be successful so that the computer, like YouTube and Twitch metrics, show me higher. That way I have more people to ask me more questions so I can educate more people, if that makes sense. Like, I need to be successful if I want to be educational, if that makes sense. But when you're at low numbers, like if you have 4 people that watch you from one city, I'm using an example here, and a sickness spreads in that city, so you don't have 4 people show up one day and it happens to be a day you're doing something weird, you get the possibly false idea that, oh, whatever I just did, don't do that again. That was a bad idea. But when you have low numbers, it could literally just be that people weren't available. So it's hard to fucking tell what's going on at low levels. I did, I assisted TikToks. I pointed out some strategies to like launch them up to like over 100 viewers a fucking stream, but like the strategy I came up with was not sustainable. Like it wouldn't have been sustainable for me. I don't even know how he kept it up as long as he did. Not sustainable strategies. But yeah, no, it works. Like I can come up with strategies to do shit in the short term, but you cannot predict the world and the internet. It's just fucking impossible. You just have to keep basically rolling until you get a nat 20. That's kind of what it comes down to. Persistence, diligence, and luck. Is kind of what it. I think my first rank was how power worked. Can't hear it, but my headphones aren't working. So your viewers like dwarves who get tantrums and happy thoughts and occasional moods. The one and only thing that I've been able to like legit correlate that I've determined is do not do this. This never fucking works. Is do not talk about politics at all. Even if I try to be objective about it, my viewers always drop by over 0.25%. If I have 20 viewers, 5 minutes after I fucking rant about anything at all, I'll be at 15. 100%. That's the one thing I can correlate. It's the one and only thing I've been able to reliably predict is doesn't matter what side you talk about, doesn't matter what you're doing. If you talk about politics, you will lose over 1/4 of your viewers. So that's the one thing I strive to not go into. We stop that water. Like 100%. I kind of legit think that if I had some lurkers who are looking at the channel, because I uttered the word politics, I kind of legit think I probably just lost 1 or 2 viewers. It's like the forbidden word. You just can't. You can't even. Don't even come close. Oh, see, no. Anything else? Don't worry about that. 100%. Like there's math to back it up. There is math to back this up. 5%. That is what I will always treat it at. 5% is generally 5 to 10. It's like 5 something. But 5 to 10% is kind of okay. At low numbers, the math doesn't quite make sense because you need to roll lots of dice to prove that every number has an even % chance of happening, if that makes sense. So at low numbers, it doesn't work. As you get higher, the number homes in on about 5%. At any one point in time, 5% of your viewers are going to be chatters. Like I said, it's actually over 5, but at low numbers, just correlate it down to 5. So if you have 11 viewers, 5% is technically less than 1. So if you have 1 or 2 people chatting, you are above. You're good. Like I said, the numbers don't necessarily work too well at low numbers. Also, hold on. Just because I'm not dealing with that system. But no, as your numbers climb up, it's only once you have like let's go to 30, 40 viewers. If then you have no one talking, you probably have a few view bots. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But yesterday's stream, I legit kind of count as a success. Like I counted as having a good thing. I didn't point out that I was going to be streaming until like right before I streamed. It was Final Fantasy 14, not a game I normally stream. So there wasn't a chance for anyone to really know what I was going to be doing, whether or not they liked it. And on average, I think I only had like 6 viewers. But of those 6 viewers, I had like 2 or 3 people that were chatting, which is so far above and beyond what you would normally have for participation. That's way above 5%. So I still consider that like a success. There were people that enjoyed it. You're always going to have people that just like watching something and they don't want to participate, which is fine. I mean, think about the culture that we have. Nobody participates with TV. Millions of people watch TV every day, and think of it like that. They're just lurkers. Millions of people are nothing but lurkers on TV. Like that's the culture that we have. So if you have, especially at the beginning, if you have a low number of viewers and like no one's participating, that's not a bad thing. You just got to get used to talking. Even if you're not talking to anyone directly, you just have to get used to talking. You might think you're crazy, but that's just because, like I said, just think of it that way. Everyone is a lurker when it comes to TV. You are essentially trying to be an interactive television show, and nobody interacts with television. You know what? I left to follow SR4 for tomorrow. Now I'm stuck behind an ad. What is SR4? I just like to spam the headbang emote and complain about anime. Ew, Final Fantasy. Sorry I couldn't stick around for that stream. I participate because I want attention, to be honest. But hey, here's the thing. Like, if that's what you do, if you just want attention, then that's fine. That is not a thing you should ever apologize for. It is like, if nobody is aware of this, I assume this is a well-known statement. If nobody is aware of this, it is 20 times easier to do a stream if you have someone in chat to be talking to. Because think about it like even when you do games with your friends, which is kind of what streaming games are, or Let's Plays, right? It's basically the equivalent of way back when people had friends who would hang out together. You know, they would play a game and then they would joke and they would maybe trade off and they would do the games together. The enjoyment isn't the game. The enjoyment is being with friends and the person playing it. Nobody goes to their friend's house to play a game and then sits there fucking mute for hours on end. That doesn't really work. Again, one of the reasons why you have to get used to talking, even if no one's talking back to you, even if you sound crazy. So if somebody is saying something in chat and you're able to interact with them, it's not only are you giving the conversation a focused feeling, but you're going back to that, that feeling of being with friends who are hanging out. Because not every friend is the talker. You know what I'm saying? You can have 4 friends hang out, 2 of them don't talk, but 2 of them keep telling jokes and everyone else just laughs at those 2. You know what I'm saying? Someone talking, even if it's just for their own selfish, I want attention, makes it way the fuck easier on the streamer. Because other than that, they're just talking to themselves, sound like a crazy man. Yeah, that would be awkward as heck. Just compare everything to TV and you understand exactly how stream should work. That's basically what a stream is. As modern as it is, the end of the day, it's basically just television that you're trying to make interactive. That's just what it is. All right, hold on. I've been talking a bit and I've forgotten what I'm doing in projects. We're cutting down wood. That's slowly coming in because we're making bedrooms down below. Between the bedrooms upstairs and the bedrooms down below, we should have bedrooms for everyone, and I can destroy this square finally. However, also, I need to make sure we are building caskets for all my dead dwarves. And then also, to add to this, I need to make sure that I dig out another room for the dead. So we'll dig that out and we'll be good. Chat, More. You know, that's kind of what it is. So whenever anyone's starting out, especially at the beginning, you're going to be talking to yourself. You just are. You just kind of are. Dwarven child is dehydrated. I think it's because the kid had a mood, so now he's gonna go crazy. And really, that's because what it is there are three fans. 100%. I'm not even talking about people who participate or who are lurkers. There are three people you will always have in your stream. There are three types of people in my stream right now. This applies to everyone, regardless of who they are or who's streaming. You have three types. I've mentioned this before. You have three fans. The first fan, and this is what you're going to have at the beginning when you start streaming and nobody's participating. There's another thief. The first type of fan is a fan of the game. This is what everyone thinks of. This is why everyone tries to do things like stream Fortnite, when it's not necessarily the best thing to do, because type 2 and type 3 fans. Fans of the game. People are there to watch the game. They're not necessarily there to watch you. I have a lot of people right now. I want to say about every time I stream, when I get to full swing and we have 20, 25, 30 viewers, I want to say about half of them, over half of them, are type 1 fans. They're not there for me necessarily. They're there for Dwarf Fortress, and they just like watching someone do Dwarf Fortress. That's fine. Nothing wrong with these fans. But these fans are also not necessarily going to participate because they don't care about you. Like, I don't mean that to sound bad, but they're there for the game. They're the game's fans. And when you're streaming, this is what you're trying to get. This is why people bounce from game to game to game. And some people are like, oh, what do you stream? Oh, I stream a variety. That means they don't know what they stream. That means they don't have any fans. They keep trying to chase the game that has the viewers because they're trying to get the game's fans. This is fine, is what everyone starts on. But then, and the second one requires you to regularly stream on the same days, mostly. You get the fans. They are there to watch you, or I should say you and the game have fans. These are the people who will watch that game at that time, and they know they enjoy you doing that game. So they will watch you play that game, and these are where you start getting people who will participate more in chat on average. They are still the fans' game, but of all the people they can watch for that game, they prefer you. So this is another one of the reasons why I always stream the same time Saturday. There are a bunch of fans of the game who are now kind of technically possibly type 2 fans. They're fans of the game still, but of the people who might try to stream at this time, they prefer me. These are type 2 fans. They're fans of the game, but you are the best person they like to watch doing that game. And what you're hoping to do is slowly move people up these numbers until eventually, if you get enough like reliability and interaction, you get type 3 fans like Stephen Robert Sanctum. Who's here right now? I don't know if Scootsor is a bot or whatever, but I always see Scootsor. Where Insane Gifter, where Cyrillac, where, and other people who aren't necessarily here right now. Again, people have schedules where you could do anything and they'll watch you do that one. Those people are type 3 fans. They are fans of you, the streamer. And you're trying to slowly move everyone up to type 3. Type 3 fans are the ones who are likely to talk the most. These are the friends who come over and then you guys joke about the game as you play it. So when everyone's first starting though, every single fan you get, every view you have is a type 1. They are not there for you. And you have to accept this fact at the beginning. They are not there for you. They're there for the content you're covering. You're not likely to get much interaction. If you get 11 viewers, you have 11 people who like the game. If you stream regularly, if you keep streaming every Saturday from 4 to midnight, and you constantly have those 11 viewers, and other people are streaming, but you always have those 11 viewers, those are type 2 fans. They like the game, but they really have gotten used to you, and they like watching you. And then you can kind of do other things and see who is there to watch you. They enjoy your personality regardless of the game. They'll watch you even if it's a game they don't like. There is a lot of gray area between these two things. I'm not saying everyone is 1 or 2 or 3, but this is the general fan viewer trend. You get what I'm saying? At the beginning, you're not going to have, you can't watch somebody have a ton of people chatting. They have had these people for months and years. These are type 3 viewers. These are type 2 and type 3 viewers. If you're starting out and you get 20 viewers and no one's talking, it's because they're not your fans yet. They're viewers. They're type 1. Type 1 fans should be called viewers. They're viewers. They're not yet fans. But that's not a bad thing. You just got to slowly win them over. It's like when you get a new, like, dog from the pound. He's happy to be alive. He sure as shit is happy to be alive. But, you know, if he was abused or something before, you kind of got to win him over. Now, I've called every viewer an abused dog. But I think I've made my point. Yeah, but you only retain a small percent of the game's viewers. This guy, not always. Here for the rants. I'm just here because I can't find your OnlyFans. I roleplay as a Dwarf bot. But no, the big thing though, like the number one thing, 100%, and this is kind of true for YouTube as well, as goofy as this sounds, you can be the greatest streamer. You can get a genie to grant a wish of yours that you are the number one most entertaining streamer in the world. You will not get any viewers if you don't do something regularly, which is why I keep losing ranks when I have to do school. Because think about when you watch Rick and Morty or something. When is Rick and Morty? It's midnight on Sundays. But if next week Rick and Morty was at 2 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, and the week after that it was 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, and then the week after that it was 6 in the afternoon on Wednesday, people wouldn't be watching much Rick and Morty. They'd wait till afterwards and download it or something. People don't watch shows irregularly. They know when Law and Order is. They know when Rick and Morty is. They know when an anime airs. People know what shows they like, and they know when they want to see it. That is the number one key. If you want to slowly, like, even if you're the most entertaining person in the world, if you want to slowly have actual fans and or participating viewers, you need to do shit regularly. Which is why I always strive for, no matter what I've done in the week, I try to make sure I stream on Saturdays. The rest of the days I allow to be irregular, as much as the more regular you are, the better you are. I let everything else be irregular so I can do school and stuff, but I try to always stream on Saturday. Saturday is the RNG Strategist Dwarf Fortress streaming block. That is the hours that I stream. That is your key. So if you got 11 viewers, that's what started this rant, by the way. If you got 11 viewers one time and no one was saying anything, that is actually technically good. Like that is not a thing to be disheartened by. It's a thing to just realize how everything works and actually realize you were probably ahead of the game. Especially if that was one of your first streams, you're probably ahead of the game, because think of it from everyone else's point of view. None of them knew you were going to stream. None of those people knew who you were at all. But for some reason, you were the person that they saw streaming. So they were watching you. That was a good start. I think my first couple of Dwarf Fortress videos, I had like 3 or 4 people. Mostly because no one knew that they could watch Dwarf Fortress, because Sayadad always is streaming 24/7, some weird nonsense stream where nothing happens. There's no interaction. The only reason why I think Sayadad has any, I legit just think some of his things are like some weird non-really view bots. Like I think Sayadad or whoever's streaming that has another computer on to like measure it, if that makes sense, like a second computer to watch. And I think that's like one of his permanent views, if that makes sense. Like I have no clue what that stream is doing. Like it never has gigantic numbers. It just has hours over time because the thing streams 24/7, but no one can participate, so it doesn't make sense to me. I forget what the point of all that was. There was a point to that conversation. I forget what the point of that conversation was. Oh yeah, reassuring you. You weren't bad. They're like I said, you've got to be realistic about the numbers here. Like I said, normally on a Dwarf Fortress stream, I can pull in about 20 views. 20 as like a minimum lower end of the average. Sometimes the average is like 17 by the end of the night, depending upon who else is streaming at the same time. Yesterday's stream, my average was 6 or 7. That doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, better not stream Final Fantasy again. No one likes Final Fantasy. People who watch Final Fantasy don't know who I am. So why would they have been watching me at all? Particularly if there's other people streaming. You know what I'm saying? 2, people don't watch me regularly on Fridays. So people who expect to watch me on a Saturday aren't going to show up either. Like I said, you just have to realize what you're doing and then not get disheartened. Because most of the time, the reason why a number might take a dip or may not match what you're expecting is because of something you did, but it doesn't mean what you did was bad. The only way for those numbers to grow is to keep doing whatever you did and then see if the numbers are consistently bad. If the numbers are consistently bad, then yeah, maybe what you're doing is not necessarily a good idea. But also, it might just mean that there's not a market for it yet. Like I said, when I first started streaming this, nobody knew to watch Dwarf Fortress. Can't really expect gigantic numbers when nobody knows there's a thing to watch. Sometimes it just takes time. And unfortunately, I don't have any word of advice as to how to tell when you've met the right amount of time. That's just something you have to figure out on your own. Like Stephen Robert, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying this as like a thing to like, oh, look at him fucking up, but I just, like I said, it's all a question about timing. Stephen Robert used to stream and then upload to YouTube where he was reading SCP stories, which, like I said, was good. It was a good start. It was fantastic. And you know, life happened, and he kind of stopped. He kind of stopped. Like I said, since Stephen Robert has stopped, though, no joke, I have seen 3 or 4 channels pop up where they do nothing but read SCP stories, and they're pulling in numbers. It really just is a question of when is the market available. Hey, Drimk, welcome to the stream. We are available for you to do song requests if you wish, and I just use Limestone. And if you wish to get Dwarf, that command is also available. But my point for that one being, just because at one point there isn't a market doesn't mean the market won't be there eventually. As a matter of fact, it kind of works in your favor sometimes if you're doing something that no one's doing and it's fucking bad, because at some point, if and when the market shows up, you're the one that's on the ground floor. Basically, streaming is playing D&D. Hold on. Streaming is the equivalent of playing D&D or an RPG. You can do all the right stuff to increase your attributes, but at the end of the day, everyone needs to roll a nat 20 to succeed. They need to get that 30. You can do everything to succeed. That increases your chances, but until you start hitting it really big, you're never going to be doing well. It's really kind of it. It's just a matter of patience and diligence. Drimka, question, why are you using wood logs instead of wood blocks for your walls? One, because I have over half my dwarves without beds right now, so I'm just trying to make the bedrooms. Right now, these count as outside or underground and not yet above ground, so I'm gonna have to tear down the rooms above me and rebuild the roof so that we can mitigate cave adaptation. So right now, this is basically just a rough idea. This is going to get replaced later on with wood and or stone, as a matter of fact. As you can see, we are going with a Triforce motif. This is a rough draft of the rooms so I can get the dwarves to have bedrooms to try to maintain like their health and happiness and all that good jazz. When I go on to doing stone and metal for these walls to make them fantastic, then they will of course be stuff other than just rough. And second part of that is, unlike stone, when you turn wood into planks, at least in regular Dwarf Fortress, you don't get extra wood out of it. Whereas stone, you get 1 stone, you get 4 blocks out of it. Wood is just 1 to 1. So it would take more time to prepare the wood when really I'm just trying to get it down as fast as possible. That's really all it is. It's just necessity over efficiency. Oh, I see you, Sanctum. I don't know why I didn't hear that note earlier, but all right, you got dwarf number 4, Sanctum? Yeah, we had a bunch of dwarves die earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sanctum Spirit Stone. You're currently a hauler, but you have skills at trapping and fishing. I just don't have anyone to do. I have no need for those skills right now. I was about to name you Hauler. Sanctum. We can't fill your full name in, right? I was going to go Sanctum, because I believe we can't fill your full name in. Also send nudes to big streamers for hosts. Hey. Sadly, I still don't see a lot of people doing Dwarf Fortress adventure mode. From what I'm seeing, they're doing the same thing of reading the SCPs and sometimes doing tales associated with the SCPs who's dedicating themselves to the tales. Again, like I said, it may never work, or you may end up being the guy that people first see when they do it. I'm not saying you know, go back and do it. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm just saying that markets change. That's why I try to make it clear at the beginning. I wasn't saying you did anything wrong by stopping. That market may never grow. People may never care about the tales. Or you may get out 40 videos, some dude references you one time, everyone watches you, then your numbers get a lot of views, so YouTube fucking points out your channel to everyone so you get thousands of views. Here's the big thing. Like, here's a good example. Memes. Meme videos. Videos that suddenly hit it big and get millions of views out of nowhere. Like the freaking Badger song, things like that. Most people don't get any money for those. Like they don't at all. You have to be big before you get views. Getting the views before you're big doesn't help you, other than to maybe slightly get big. And in terms of money, a lot of that stuff is pre-contracted, if that makes sense. So if you have like 3 subscribers and then you do a video that gets 10 million views and your subscribers jump up in like a week, you haven't had a chance to activate monetization, for instance. So you don't get a share of any of those views that you just got, like at all. It doesn't happen. It's kind of pointless. Conversely, YouTube has like the trending and other pages. So if you're not big to begin with, YouTube doesn't tell people about you. You get big and memey. You get all memey. I don't know why I said memey instead of meme. I was trying to say meme-ish. That should have been the right word. If you get big after getting meme-ish, but then you can't make lightning strike twice, you don't get views for any of your other videos, it doesn't help you. You need to be big, then get the views, and then the views help you grow bigger. Like I said, that's why I keep saying you need to roll nat 20. It's not all about luck, but like you have to set it up before luck hits. If you're not set up to benefit from when you get like a big hit, it's not going to help you. I didn't know. So, Drimgut, yeah, don't feel bad for asking questions. That's literally the purpose of this. Hell, if you wish to, like part of this is to ask questions about the mechanics, too. Like, hey, I'm doing this. This works bad. I can't necessarily help. Why is Stephen Robert 4 very drowsy? Hold on. I can't necessarily help with all the troubleshooting. I occasionally am helpful on troubleshooting. Oh, because he's crippled and can't move. And no one will help him. Well, he'll get big eventually. The 2 of them will. I need a separate emergency hospital arm to help those idiots. Yeah, no, don't feel bad for asking questions, like at all. Don't worry about that. Hey, Barber Nerd. Perfect for a recruit. What is SCP? Secure, protect, secure, contain, protect. Still don't know what that is. So SCP can be, how it works correctly. SCP is a public collection of horror story fanfics that people have tied together so that they all are part of the same fanfic universe. basically aspiring horror story artists come up with fake, like FBI, CIA reports about some like scary, horrible story or something like that. And then the fake organization that it's all for, that you do the reports for, is the SCP organization, whose job it is, Domine is dead, whose job it is to secure, contain, and protect it. So it's not a horror story like, oh, I was running along a hall and then this guy killed me. It's we discovered the Slender Man. You know, SCP-11967. They all have different numbers. You know, the Slender Man. Slender Man's capabilities are, and it lists the capabilities, and then there will be like 5 reports afterwards, like Slender Man broke out, killed 4 people by snapping their necks and eating their feet, or some crazy nonsense like that. Like, it's a scientific way of writing a horror story idea without writing the horror story, and they're all collated together in one shared universe amongst thousands of different artists, or authors, I should say, not artists. It's pretty, it's a good read. Some of them are like really good stories. I think right now they're going to court because some jackass in a foreign country tried to copyright it, because apparently nobody ever had like a copyright or whatever to SCP to make it publicly. It's fucking weird. I don't know. It's kind of whatever. Why do the hallways have rooms on the north wall and not the south wall? What? I don't think I know what you're talking about. Why do the hallways have rooms on the north wall? Oh, because I'm doing bedrooms. You only really need one door. If you have 2 doors there, then it's possible to pathfind through it, and the dwarves will, like if a dwarf is here, he'll pathfind, he'll check back and forth between the 2 of them to see which way he should go. Whereas if you have a wall here, he stops calculating. Unless there is an explicit need to travel through something, you should probably only have one way in or out. Sometimes the story doesn't have to be scary. Yeah, they're not all horror stories, but like the overall SCP organization universe is kind of set to be like a horror story. Like each and every one of the things has like 20 people died during this, 100 people died during this, and everyone that dies is just treated like a number. Do you remember have you seen / you remember the movie Cabin in the Woods? Cabin in the Woods, while not an SCP movie, is a perfect example of what SCP is, other than the fact that they are trying to kill people. SCP is more like figuring out what all the different artifacts do, but it's a good idea of collecting the evil artifacts and causing bad shit to happen. I hope this is still being made out of wood. It looks like this. Sweet. Yes, but you could have less hallways. Anything else for having that would be possible, but a lot harder to pull off. When I'm finished with this, I'll go up to show you what I'm talking about. But the gist of it is, because I'm doing everything out of triangles, I tried to get everything to be as tesselatable, that's the word, tesselatable as possible. So every set of rooms kind of looks like the rooms above it or below it. And they had to have a triangle at the end because of the triangular wall. Now I know the inner rooms are squares, but I was matching this triangle. So it goes 1, 2, 1, and that's where the bedroom had to be. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Because I did everything. This is an equilateral triangle that contains 4 equilateral triangles in it. Well, 3. The one in the middle is kind of rounded. 3 equilateral triangles, and then in that, I made a bunch of the rooms that had to be on the triangular hallway, also be a triangle. So if I had this trying to access this, for instance, I couldn't access the rooms on the end. Rooms on the end would never be able to connect to a hallway above. So these triangular rooms always had to be connected down, which meant since that's where the door was, if I dragged that across, they all have to be connected on the bottom.